To grasp the significance of Peter's words in our lesson, we must first understand the backdrop against which they were written. The early Christian community faced intense persecution and hostility from both Jewish authorities and Roman authorities. In this backdrop of oppression, we read a letter from the Apostle Peter designed to encourage and instruct believers in Asia Minor. Peter, known for his impulsive nature, had matured into a pillar of the early church by this time. His experience, including his denial of Christ and subsequent restoration, have equipped him to empathize with the struggles and the doubts of fellow believers. Writing from a place of deep conviction and pastoral concern, Peter sought to strengthen their faith of the readers and to prepare them to face trials with courage and integrity. Our lesson starts with Peter exhorting believers to cultivate harmonious relationships characterized by love, humility, and compassion. Now, having led groups involved in social justice movement, I recognize that it is easy for them to splinter when the battle gets hot. So Peter emphasizes here the importance of the same mind, the same set of values, because he knows how important it is to unify this fledgling Christian community. He further urges them to resist the temptations to retaliate against those who wrong them. Instead, they are called to bless others, following the example of Christ, who endured insult and suffering without retaliation. In verse 9, Peter reminds believers of their divine calling to inherit a blessing, and that blessings flow from hearts filled with grace, not bitterness. By choosing to bless others rather than seek revenge, Christians root their actions in the very character of God. After all, at the core of our belief is that the love and grace of God can solve any problem, transform the world, and heal the sin-breached relationship between man and God and the rifts between people. Some may assert that Peter is requiring Christians to be doormats in a world filled with self-centered, aggressive people eager to walk over you and do anything to win. But that is not the case. Peter is saying that as Christians, we must choose a different path, one of forgiveness, mercy, demonstrating the transformative power of Christ's love. As modern Christians, we face a myriad of challenges that test the authenticity of our faith each day. From societal pressures to personal conflicts, the call to defend our faith remains ever present. Peter's timeless wisdom reminds us that our greatest defense lies not in eloquent arguments or persuasive rhetoric, but in the consistent demonstration of God's love to the world in the way we act towards other people. In a nation too often scarred by division and violence, we are called to be agents of reconciliation and ambassadors of Christ's love. Our actions must reflect the values of the kingdom: humility, forgiveness, sacrificial love. Just as Peter urged the early Christians to bless their persecutors, we are challenged to extend grace to those who oppose us, knowing that we too were once enemies of God, yet he chose to reconcile us through Christ. As a child, some of us chanted, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." Peter asserts that our speech matters. We must guard our lips from evil and deceit, focusing on that which is true and good. We cannot claim to defend our faith while using harmful words. We are called to be peacemakers, actively pursuing harmony and avoiding unnecessary conflict. Peter's words are calming to these Christians facing persecution and to modern Christians. Naturally, we drift into doubt. Why would the Lord allow evil to happen to me while the wicked prosper? Peter assures us that the Lord's eyes are on the righteous, that he hears our prayers, that we are not alone even in our darkest hours. In the midst of turmoil, it is logical for people, for us to have questions about our faith journey. Peter says that we must respond with gentleness and respect, clearly letting the world know where our hope comes from. In a world that often glorifies self preservation and survival, Peter reminds us that suffering for righteousness aligns us with Christ and will ultimately bring the greater glory to God. Defending our faith isn't about winning arguments or forcing others to believe as we do. It is about living and speaking truthfully with love and compassion, reflecting the character of Christ in everything we do, letting his light shine through us. That's the lesson for this week. Have a great week. Bye.